It's perhaps the most crucial round at the World Blitz Championship in Kazakhstan. Hikaru Nakamura makes his way into the playing hall, and right behind him is Magnus Carlsen, walking briskly towards his board. Just 8 seconds left for the game to begin. Two of the best speed chess players in the world are going to be fighting off against each other. This is going to be very exciting. Hikaru comes to the board and gets off his jacket, puts it round his chair, and a shake of hands. We are about to begin. It's 3 minutes plus 2 seconds increment, and the clocks have been started. Hikaru pushes his pawn to d4. Magnus, in a style that is very typical of him, adjusts all his pieces. So does Hikaru, but notice how Hikaru puts his pawns very close to his pieces. That's not how generally players do it. They like to put it in the center of the square. But okay, that's how Hikaru likes to do. Knight f3, d5. We have the queen's gambit declined here, and Hikaru puts his knight out on c3. Now, should Magnus go bishop e7, bishop b4? These are some of the options. He goes c5, and this is signaling the Tarrasch defense. Main move here for white is to take on d5, but there's also e3, and just in case there's also bishop g5. Hikaru just weighing his options there. He wants to make sure that he gets into an opening position, that he has prepared well and not get surprised out of the opening. And what does he do? Clearly c takes d5 is the main move, and he takes it. And Magnus is ready with his response. He's going for this solid Tarrasch, which is so solid that you get into an endgame where you are a pawn up, and it's actually a smart decision because Magnus has the black pieces. Queen takes d4 by Hikaru, ed5, e4 played, takes the pawn. Now the queens are traded. So notice black is a pawn up, but in return here black is going to lose the bishop. Now so white has the bishop pair, plus these pawns are slightly mangled. So if white can win back the pawn here, he would be clearly better. What does Hikaru do now? He puts his bishop to g5, pins the knight, and his threat is to take on e4. So how should Magnus play? Maybe he goes king e8 so that you at least have to give up your bishop pair. But no, he goes knight c6. Now this is not really a great move, or is it? Because white generally goes bishop c4 or long castle, but why can't we just take this pawn? Then we have the bishop pair, better structure, everything. Well, the reason is that Magnus can give this check, knight d2, and you can feel that black has superior development, and it's very easy for black to just continue developing h6. Notice that if the bishop moves away, then the knight can even jump in the center, or you can connect the rooks with king e7. So Hikaru takes, so the bishop pair is gone, the pawn structure is improved, and it seems like Magnus has equalized out of the opening without any difficulties. King e7 connects the two rooks now. You can see Hikaru not really super pleased with his opening play, and Magnus is very relaxed, takes a sip of his water, knight b3, and now you have the opposite colored bishops as well, so it can get very drawish, but still a lot of play here. The pawn structure is slightly imbalanced. Magnus is thinking, how exactly should he continue? He plays his rook h to d8, offers a trade of rooks, and Hikaru can either take, but he goes bishop e2, connecting the two rooks. Now generally what happens in top level chess is that they can recognize where a position is being headed. So you can see Magnus Carlsen knows that this is heading towards a draw. The moves that Hikaru is making are not aggressive, and that's the reason why he's wondering if there's any way he can put pressure on white. But there doesn't seem too many possibilities, and that's why you can see he's feeling that he wanted to fight, but at the same time, as black, it's not so easy to fight. Also, Hikaru would not be super pleased with the way he has played. He goes knight a5, and there you can see after making that move, he's shaking his head. Hikaru also shaking there. This is top level grandmaster chess where they know the result of the game even before they have agreed to it. It takes on d8, rook takes, and he plays rook d1. So now the rooks are also going to be traded. Then we'll have pure opposite colored bishop position with equal pawns. There's nothing much to play for. Takes on d1. Hikaru offers a draw. Magnus shakes hands, and Magnus tells something to Hikaru. Let's listen to what they are talking to each other.
Life is full of exciting events, but it is our first impressions that we remember best. Your first diploma, your first job in a big company, unforgettable emotions from the first date, the first expensive things you bought when you got your first paycheck, and your first investments with Freedom Broker. Freedom Broker. Look at your favorite brands from a new perspective.